Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are not doing anything truck related or lawnmower related or cleaning shoes failures. We are going to be doing some backsplash tile in the kitchen. Let me show you what I got going. So a couple years ago I did the backsplash and the 3x12s white subway tiles on the bottom of the kitchen there. Sorry for the clutter. Well, today I'm going to continue the project up top. And previously what I had up there was some vinyl flooring. The wood-like vinyl that looks like wood planks. It has the peel and stick on the back. Well, I peel and stuck that up there on the top. And unfortunately for me and my wife, that stuff's not meant to be mounted on a wall. So yes, it goes up good and looks great. And then about 5-6 hours later, that glue starts releasing. Wish I had footage of that for you guys, but for a while there we were laughing. We would look up and there'd be a plank of wood just kind of like bent over, hanging, just waiting. And that stuff is so sticky. The back of that is like those rodent traps, the glue on the mouse traps. Anyway, that's off, and I'm gonna tile the top. So sorry for all the moving around on the camera, but that's how I do things. Stay tuned. Show you what we're working with today. I've got 2 cases of the 3x12 white subway tiles. They are individuals, so they're not on the mesh backing. I really wanted the mesh backed ones, but I could not find them anywhere. Got some white already done grout, already mixed, some mortar or tile adhesive, 16th inch spacers because I want the smallest grout lines possible. These little things just wedge in between the tiles. I'll show you that. I've got a trowel, a grout float, sponge for the grout, tile cutter. Just get the cheapest tile cutter you can find because this is all you need. This one's, show you the description there. I don't remember how much this cost. I've had it for years. I want to say it was like $18. They're cheap. Nothing fancy. Cleared off the top, and next step will be I need to measure this side to that side and find my center, which just looking at the cabinetry, I'm guessing it's right around this center line of this cabinet, but it's good to do it just to get a for sure number. And then what you're going to want to do is, typically what you do is you want your, if you look here, you want your full tiles to be visible. So I want, looking at this cabinet, the bottom tile is more visible than the top without having to bend down and look up. So you want your full tiles to be in view. So looking up at this, that would put my full tiles at the top. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So I'll have to do it in rows here, vertical rows across, so that they don't sag with the, it's not focusing. There we go. So they don't sag with the tile adhesive, but I don't think they will anyway. But anyway, we'll measure it, start laying them up there and get going. So if you guys have noticed in the previous videos, these little black dots that I have up here, I forgot what I did was when these planks started falling off, I got my air nailer up here and I just gave them some love, a little bit of love, with about 355 brad nails. It stopped them from falling off, but you know, now it's time to make it all match. So I'm going along, and if it's flush, I'm leaving it, but if it sticks up, I'm pulling it out. And I've got quite a bit of them pulled out by now, so I'm going to continue this. I got to do that other side first, or before doing tile. But anyway, just wanted to point that out in case you were wondering, hey, what are all those little black dots up there? That's why. Here we are at the tile saw, scribe. You can see my mark here. So you line your mark up in the middle. And somewhere in there, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then you pick your scribe up, and if I can zoom in on this, but this little roller here is what actually scores the porcelain. So you want to get that right on that edge. Don't push hard, very light pressure. while it's rolling. Oh. And you hear that sound, right? Do that a couple times. Takes a little force. Then this other foot goes down, and you just bump it with your hand, and it actually, it breaks the tile basically right where you scribe that line. So if you're the type that doesn't like nails on a chalkboard, you're going to hate this part of the job. All right. I wanted to point out, when you guys are putting the thin set on the back of the tile, load your tile, not the wall. And it doesn't require a lot. Don't go overboard, trust me. It's gonna cause you more headache if you put too much of this than if you put too little. This is a backsplash for my application. It's up above everything. Nobody's going to be messing with these tiles. So if I go a little light on this, that's perfect. Because when I put this up there, it's gonna squeeze out of the sides, and you don't want that. So just want to add that. So that's about a good amount. You know, take your finger and wipe it off of the edges so that it doesn't ooze out up into your grout lines. Another tip, once you place your tile, you know, push on it as hard as you can. Well, at even pressure. I just use my hands like this, and then I push it up close to the other tile, and then I use my grout spacer to push the tile down. So once you push that in there, it forces that tile down and also holds your grout spacer. There. All right, it's coming along pretty good. I got all the whole tiles up, and right now I am stopping for some lunch. Then I'll continue on that side doing the whole tiles, and then after that I'll start cutting the pieces that need to be cut. So now we're at a point where we're doing the ends. So slide your tile to the wall, then you got to leave some room for a grout line. So back up whatever you think 2 of those grout lines would be. I'm going to say about right there, and I'm going to mark it. Okay, see if I can do this. Hold on here. Come on. Okay. I use a pencil. Just put a little mark, and then that's it. Now, once we go out to the tile saw scribe, I'll show you how that works. So I have my bottom row up above the refrigerator is one of the hardest cuts you can do without an actual wet saw. It's a linear cut along the length of the tile, and it's only about 1/4 inch in from the edge. That's not enough gap to be able to snap it. So what you can do is you can use the scribe to still put that line on it, and then you have to use your tile nibblers. They look like this. I'll show you how that works. Sorry if the screen spun. Let's try and get back to normal here. So I've scribed the line. You just grab with your nibblers, grab on that scribe, and then squeeze and slowly take bites out of this tile right on top of your scribed line. This is pretty time consuming, but if this is a small project and you don't want to go out and invest in buying a wet saw, then this is the best way to do it. But you can get a wet tile saw for around 80 bucks, and cheaper than that on Marketplace if you get lucky. Or borrow one from a friend, whatever you got to do. But this is what I do, because this edge is not going to be seen. It's up above the refrigerator, and it's going to be on the downside, so up against the cabinets, I'm not going to see it. And one more. There we go. And I like to give it a little rub with the tool just to take any sharp burrs off. And let's go through this one. Okay, I'm at the point where I have a tile that I need to put in that space, but my cabinet crown molding is too close here for the tile to fit behind. So I'm going to use a oscillating saw to trim that out a little bit so that tile will squeak behind it. Guys, one more thing, while you're working with porcelain or ceramic or any sharp objects, wear your eye protection. These are not actual eye protection, but do not do as I do. Wear the proper personal protective equipment. I've yet to get cut off this, but I have in the past, but I don't work well with gloves, so I like to feel the work. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Well, that's all the tiles are done. Just waiting on this to dry, and tomorrow morning we will grout it. Good morning, guys. We're back. Today we are doing some grout. This is the grout I'll be using. It's just a pre-mixed. I have no idea of the square footage this will cover, but grout goes a long way, so I started with this size. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be good with small grout lines, but I don't want to throw away a whole bunch, so I'd rather have to go get more if I need to. So I'm going to get up there and take the grout spacers out. Everything's dry, nothing's sagged, looks good. When you're putting your grout on, I use these little floats. They're easier for these tight spaces, but primarily I'm just working on the end of the float. I load up a little like that, and then I go up to the grout line, force it in, and you're just kind of like, if you keep the bottom against the tile and then you pull down, it will force that in there, and then you come back with the tip. If you don't hold the bottom down when you pull down, a lot of times your bulk will fall off onto your countertop. So it's a little bit of an art. You'll get the hang of it. Just force it on there. Just keep going. It's kind of a messy project, but mainly you want to make sure you're forcing it in. And this is sanded grout, so once again, if you're that type that can't stand nails on a chalkboard, not like me, I like that, but this ain't gonna be for you then, because it's a very gritty, scratchy sound. Take your extra, try and use the side of your trowel and squeegee off any extra. Put it back in your grout bucket, because when you come back through to wipe that off, it's just less cleanup. And it's up to you. You can start at the bottom, work your way up, or start at the top, work your way down. I'm kind of all over the place. Looks like I'm mostly up top. I am probably going to leave the top gap not grouted and caulk that later, even though I got some right there. I'll caulk the edge of the perimeter edges. It's easier. That's that, and I'll keep going, and it's going to kill your wrist. Mine's already hurting. All right, I'm at a point where I need to wipe off the grout. I did do the top edge and sides because I remembered that I have decorations that are going to go back up here when I'm done, and I don't want to have to remove those again. So I just grouted it. So I've got this small little area done. I'm going to wipe off. And just start from wherever you want. Work your way down. Constantly rinse this out, and you'll do it probably twice to get the haze off, but we'll see how that goes. I like to give it a little twist when I wipe. And this sponge is brand new, so it's gonna suck actually. The older these sponges get, the better they work. See, it's just kind of pushing it around, which is fine. And this premix grout dries pretty quick, so you want to work in small sections. And fold my sponge. Just trying to keep it all wet right now. Don't want a folded sponge on that edge. Let's see. Be mindful of where your mess is going. Because when this drops down, it goes through there and it ends up on the countertop. So I should have moved my coffee container. But this is more of a messy smear at this point, but I'm also at the same time still pushing that grout into the cracks. So if you see any spots that you missed, you can actually force them in there with this sponge. All right, now I will go rinse this out and hit it probably 2 more times. There she is. That part's done. And rather than bore you with the other side, because it's going to be the same exact thing, that's it, guys. If I had a couple pointers I'd like to give on this project, I would say take your time. Prepare for the mess. You can rinse your sponge out in your sink. It is sanded grout, so if you choose to get the non-sanded grout, it won't be so gritty. So if you have an issue with nails on chalkboard, go with the non-sanded grout. Any other pointers I could give would be, you can do this. It's not hard. Don't let it intimidate you. It's a big project, but it is really easy. Anybody can do this. I am working from a 4-foot ladder. Yeah, I shouldn't be on the top step, but depending on where your project is, you might not even need a ladder. So in a nutshell, you can do this. Don't hire it out. It's so easy for you guys to do this yourself. Yeah, someone could make money off of you, but don't let them. Do it yourself. Be proud of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this content so I can keep this channel going. And once again, thank you again for my subscribers for growing my channel to where it is. Hopefully we keep going at this. Thanks. Bye.